A man does not fall because of temptation. No. A man falls because he stopped guarding his heart long before temptation arrived. Hey, how's it going? I'm Earl, and this is day 7 of the isolation phase. This is 30 days in Proverbs. This is one chapter a day to rebuild discipline, restore focus, and strengthen our foundation in faith. Proverbs is not entertainment. It is instruction. It is a warning system for men who want to walk with clarity. Today is Proverbs Chapter 7. Proverbs Chapter 7 is a continuation of Chapter 5 and Chapter 6. It talks about what to do with lust, what to do with temptation, what to do with discipline, what to do with order. But more specifically, it talks about men without a mission and men who just wander off. So it's not necessarily about the women in this chapter, but it's the example that they're giving of what King Solomon is giving and the mindset that you have to go into. And this is what happens when a man forgets who he is and why he's here. All right, let's go into chapter 7. My son, keep my words and treasure up my commandments with you. Keep my commandments and live. Keep my teaching as the apple of your eye. Bind them on your fingers. Write them in the tablet of your heart. Say to wisdom, you are my sister, and call insight your intimate friend, to preserve you from those loose women, from the adventuress with her smooth words. For at the window of my house I have looked out through my lattice, and I have seen among the simple, and I have perceived among the youths, a young man without sense passing along the street near her corner, taking the road to her house in the twilight, in the evening at the time of night and darkness. And lo, a woman meets him, dressed as a harlot, wily of heart. She is loud and wayward. Her feet do not stay at home, now in the street, now in the market, and at every corner she lies in wait. She seizes him and kisses him, and with impudent face she says to him, I had to offer sacrifices, and today I have paid my vows. So now I have come out to meet you, to seek you eagerly, and I have found you. I have decked my couch with coverings, colored spreads of Egyptian linen. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love till morning. Let us delight ourselves with love. For my husband is not at home. He has gone on a long journey. He took a bag of money with him, and at full moon he will come home. With much seductive speech she persuades him, and with her smooth talk she compels him. All at once he follows her, as an ox goes to a slaughter, as a stag is caught fast, till an arrow pierces its entrails, as a bird rushes into a snare. He does not know that it will cost him his life. And now, O sons, listen to me, and be attentive to the words of my mouth. Let not your heart turn aside to her ways. Do not stray into her paths, for many a victim has she laid low. Yeah, all her slain are a mighty host. Her house is the way to Sheol, going down to the chambers of death. So I remember reading the Bible, and when I first started reading this at a young age, I remember this chapter a lot. So here are 5 lessons that you can take from chapter 7 of Proverbs. So number 1, write wisdom down in your heart. Solomon says to reach out to her like your sister, someone close. He also says bind them on your fingers, write them on the tablet of your heart. Understand that is your identity. As a man, you have to understand that wisdom should be part of your identity. Wisdom should be part of the very thing that makes you. Keep it close to your heart. Understand that you need to start exploring, but also keeping wisdom as the quote, learn something every day. Never stop learning. Be a lifelong learner. Number 2, the seduction story isn't about women. It's not even about sex. Yes, it's literally there, but it's more about direction. The temptress represents everything that can distract a man. Lust, money, the nice things in life, no distress because the husband is at home. These are all distractions. All of this, each and every one of those examples all lead to what King Solomon said, death. Lesson number 3, have purpose. Don't be a wanderer. The example that King Solomon used in this chapter, it starts off with a young man wandering around a corner, like he accidentally fell victim to this temptress. No, absolutely not. I think it's very important that King Solomon put it there, because this is a man who wanders, who has no direction, no purpose in life. If you don't have any direction, if you don't have a purpose, if you don't have anything along those lines, you will fall into traps. You won't see it. You will just fall into those traps. And that trap is disguised as distraction, lust, temptation, greed. Going back to chapter 6, the seven things that God hates. Lesson number 4, temptation speaks to your ego, not to your body, not to any of this. If you notice in the story, the woman is just flattering the guy. He says, hey, she says, hey, like, look at all these things that you can get. I got all the nice scents. I got the finest linen. You're going to love that. And guess what? The man falls for it and eventually falls to his death. When we say falls to the death, it's just a destructive path. That destructive path is something that men just do not understand that they're in, unless they have some kind of wisdom that goes with it. And lesson number 5, temptation or the temptress leads to death. King Solomon makes it very clear at the end that once you fall victim to her, it is truly death. And what is death in the eyes of a king? Death in the eyes of a king is loss of leadership, loss of your self-control, loss of strength, your reputation, but most importantly, your legacy, especially to a king. Okay, well, that wraps up chapter 7 and day 7 of the isolation phase. So as a reminder, don't drift, understand where your temptation lies, but know that temptation doesn't start with a big mistake. It starts with these micro promises that you keep breaking to yourself. Understand that these temptations come in the form of the finest things in life, but in the end, it will cause death. In the end, it is the legacy that you'll lose. All right, this is day 7 of the isolation phase. This is 1 chapter a day, 1 lesson, 1 step forward.